Hey everyone, welcome back. It is Monday and it is time for another wrestling review. We got a stacked week for you this week. Wrestle Kingdom, Wrestle Dynasty, and our first NXT show of the year, New Year's Evil. So tune in all week for those. Before we get into the show, with me once again, we have Campo.Reviews, the man who reviews movies, TV shows, everything else in between. You need stuff reviewed, you go to him because he's got all the reviews. And before we get into the show, I just want to say I got a bit of sad news. After 18 years, contrary to what Campo says, my cat De Niro passed away. He lived a good life. I've had him since '06, since I moved down on the apartment on Bloor Street. Came with me all the way to where I live now. Been with us for 18 years. So I'll show you. There's going to be a few pictures as I'm saying this. You'll see them on the screen. R.I.P. to De Niro. I'm going to miss you, my best friend. Anyway, just wanted to get that out of the way. Cat was not fake.
That was not fake.
The cat was
The
not
guy
fake.
follows up a sad fucking story. Cat's not fake. Listen,
But RIP to De Niro.
the cat was actually real.
Yes,
I can vouch for it, even though I don't want to.
he has
It's
to.
true.
Yeah. Anyway, let us get into it. Wrestle Kingdom 19, Campo. Obviously, you watched it.
I probably, maybe.
Yeah. A very long show. I know Fab. I was talking to Fab. He was telling me he only started watching it like halfway through. Like when he started watching it was like the Takeshita fight.
I'm going to be honest with you. In terms of long Japanese pay-per-views,
This was
and
not that long.
no, it was perfectly fine. It was very palatable, and there
Yeah.
was it ran at like it ran at a good
Good
pace for
pace.
the
No
entirety of it.
intermissions, which was
Yeah, which
great.
is what you want.
Yeah.
I think okay, I was disappointed at first, similar to like the last AEW pay-per-view in the
hmm
sense that I looked at the card and I was like, there's only 8 matches. And I was like,
10.
I know, but like your
Yeah.
brain is trained watching a Wrestle Kingdom. There's going to be
Especially
30
15,
matches.
yeah, 15, 20, 20 matches.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like you're trained watching AEW. There's going to be 13 matches tonight, and then there's like nine.
I think because of the fact that they split it into two nights, Wrestle Kingdom this year was all New Japan with the exception of one match.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Like Wrestle Dynasty didn't feel like a New Japan pay-per-view, other than the fact that it was in the Tokyo Dome. It felt like
Yeah.
a mishmash
It
pay-per-view,
felt like a
right?
super show, yeah.
Yeah. It felt like
But
when they do that show where the one in the States for New Japan Strong, where it's just like a bunch of all these like MLW guys are there and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
GCW
yeah.
guys are there. I think is it Capital Collision?
I think
Did we
it's
talk about
capital.
that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anyways.
But we'll start with the New Japan Rambo. I like this battle royal better than the other one.
Oh my God. It's not even close. There was actual wrestling in this.
Yeah. And we had some great competitors. We had a returning Magabe, we had Nagata, we had our boy Oleg Bolton. Even Josh Barnett made an appearance in this.
Which for some reason, he came out and I was like, "Who the hell is this?"
Yeah, he
And my
looks
buddy's like,
different.
"It's Josh Barnett." I'm like, "He looks so old.
Yeah,
You can't take his stuff. He's too old."
yeah.
Anyways,
But he's not as old as drunk grandpa that was in the Noah Battle Royal.
oh yeah, that guy was basically dead. Um, or a grandma.
Yeah.
This match was good for the
Yeah.
simple fact of I spent the majority of the match trying to decide who's going to be the final three, who's going to go down to the final two, who could possibly win
Win
this.
it. Yeah.
Where Noah was like, I didn't even, you could have given it to any of them and it wouldn't make any difference to me because none of
Yeah.
those guys is winning any of the titles.
No, with the exception of the guy who won
Who's going to win the tag titles, which is
titles.
irrelevant
Yeah.
in Noah. Those belts go every week to somebody new.
Yeah. The junior tags. But I mean, Kenta was back, Honma, even Sonata. What a difference, eh? Last year, main event. This year, pre-show battle royal.
Yeah. I thought he was going to win.
Yeah.
I thought for sure.
Yeah. And Jake Lee, I guess, is still hurt because
I was expecting a run out from him
yeah.
during the David Finley match.
Yeah, against Suji. Yeah.
Like do something like that's how you make your comeback, right? If you're in Bullet Club.
Yeah.
How
But
do what do you do now? Okay, I have a question. I don't want to
okay.
sidetrack. It's going to be a long review.
Yes.
What do you do now with Bullet Club? I'm assuming that one of
They're
the two of them.
irrelevant.
Yeah, in a sense, I agree with you, especially because Gabe Kidd has now elevated himself. He's more popular than anyone in the group.
He's main
Okay.
event status. He may be breakout of the year if you watch it. Award show next week.
But You also have Jake Lee and Sonata, who are both massive names now, bigger than
Huge main
David
event,
Finlay.
huge main event talents.
David Finlay, they act like he was on the way out, but it doesn't seem like he's on the way out.
No.
And it's confusing now.
Well, then
What
again, we
what do
didn't
they
think
do?
Hikaleo's been out for a year. We didn't think he was on the way out either, the way they put the belts on him at Wrestle Kingdom last year. Right? I think Finley is out, and I think Finley will be going to AEW.
Do you think one of the two Japanese wrestlers takes over as the leader?
There's going to be a power struggle between Sonata and Jake Lee if Jake Lee is healthy.
And then you think they'll split? And then
Yeah.
we'll get another House of Torture?
Yep.
Oh no.
Yeah. But that aside, Great O'Khan starts the match. Great O'Khan is one of the final competitors and gets eliminated by Hiroki Goto, which was odd. I like Goto, don't get me wrong. I just thought Goto was
We
odd.
we hit a moment here.
This is the Goto
Yeah,
story now for the
this is the
year.
Goto story. So we hit a moment here where we realized, like maybe 2 or 3 minutes after Goto got in the ring, we're like, Goto's gonna win.
Yeah.
It's I don't know how we didn't think of it immediately when he walked out, but like that's obviously the storyline because my buddy Jeremy has been building this very intricate storyline over the course of the last couple of months that's going to lead to Goto finally
Winning.
winning the belt. And it's really good, but he keeps not turning on Yoshihashi, which this was the perfect opportunity for him. Like, okay, it's just me and you left, and I fucking beat the crap out of you and throw you over the thing because I want to win and like start a
See, where
rift,
I
kind of.
think that's going to happen at G1.
But you could have planted the seeds now and then had a long-term story, and it comes back like Yoshihashi's still mad about what happened at this thing, and then they have to
Yeah.
face each other at. But yeah, that's
Well,
you're
it would have
correct.
been like instead of Great O'Khan, yeah, have Yoshihashi and Goto as the last two competitors in the
Yeah,
ring
because I knew,
and
and
plant those seeds there. Yeah.
if you watch any Japanese wrestling, you know this. Great O'Khan was not winning this match
No,
because
obviously not.
nobody, as much as we love him, nobody
He's
wants to see
popular.
Great
He's
O'Khan.
popular, and they like to watch him, but they
Yeah,
don't want Great O'Khan as champion.
no one wants to watch Great O'Khan versus Zack Sabre Jr. That's
No.
like the last match you ever
Goto
want in your
versus
entire
Saber
life.
Jr. is something I
Yes, that's
want.
what I'm saying, right? Anywho, moving
Yes.
on.
So the next match, we got a four-way Tokyo Terror ladder match for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Your champions are Kevin Knight and Kushida defending against the Junior Tag League winners Ichiban Sweet Boys. The rematch with Bullet Club War Dogs, and for some reason we got Catch 22 in here as well, which I didn't mind.
Oh, you're not going to complain about that. I didn't know it was
No.
a ladder match. I was
Hmm.
like, when they were all coming out by the fourth team, it showed the ladders, and I was like, wait, there's ladders?
Yeah. Which just
Uh,
enhanced the match to me.
oh, absolutely. I thought this match was excellent, especially because the Japanese ladders are no fooling or no tomfoolery.
No.
Those are real painters ladders with
Yeah.
the step at the
With the little
top.
step at the little bucket tray.
But like do you know how like the ladders in WWE, you can't really stand on the top of it?
No,
These
because they're
things have that
carbon.
hinge that opens flat where you
Yeah.
can literally stand at the very top of the.
Yeah.
This was a really good match.
It was. Absolutely, it was.
Like
All the teams
multi-man
involved.
match of the year, tag match
Could
of the year.
quite
Might have to
possibly
make a
be.
note.
I already have I have the spreadsheet open, so I can always make a note. But yeah, this match was fantastic, and in the end, the right team won.
Yeah, a
Um,
very happy.
yeah, I TMDK spoiler may be in the running for faction of the year. Check out the rewards next week.
Yeah, check out the rewards.
The awards, sorry.
Uh check out your rewards too. But it was a really like earned win. Like
Yeah.
good for Robbie Eagles. Like he deserves it so
Same
much.
thing with Koze Fujita.
I
Like
think,
this guy has been like he didn't even go on excursion. He went from young lion to like mid card star.
but I think that's because Zack Sabre Jr. really likes him, and it was thought of more like. I
I'm gonna
think the
take
whole
him under
reason
my
he ended
wing.
up in TMDK was because they knew Zack Sabre Jr. was going to TMDK, and he said, "If you want me in TMDK, you got to take him too," type of
Yeah,
thing. Because I've heard that he's very like father sonish with him,
yeah.
and
He's a
I
senpai.
as much as I love Robbie Eagles, and I think this is so well deserved. Finally, I
Hmm.
don't think that New Japan was gifting him this. I think they were gifting Fujita this, and
And
he just happened
TMDK.
to be his tag team partner.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
don't think this was them being like, "Well, what a great career, Robbie Eagles." This was more like Fujita. It's ready for you. Time for you
That's
to
why
take
Fujita
off.
took down both belts. Did you notice
Exactly.
that?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, right? It's they're they're giving them this for Fujita to take off, not for to like nod the
Robbie
tip of
Eagles.
the
Yeah.
hat to Robbie Eagles. But I'm
Yeah.
happy it's Robbie
Yeah.
Eagles.
Yeah. You can't complain about that. And it's going to set up some great matches between the Bullet Club War Dogs, between Catch 2 Like, there's going to be some
I
really good
just love
matches.
talking about New Japan. What a great company.
Yeah. Spoiler. In the
And stop
running.
spoilering. They're not going to watch the award show.
Okay, so with that, we're gonna go into our next match. Mayu Iwatani defending the IWGP Women's Championship against Azumi.
Okay.
Better
The
than I'm used to with Mayu.
the best Mayu match we've seen since she won the belt.
Hmm.
And I absolutely the wrong kid died in this one.
Yes. Right off the bat, we'll tell you Mayu Iwatani retains, and
It made no sense.
I am
It
not
made
happy with this decision.
zero
No.
sense. What are you doing with Azumi? This
Yeah.
was your chance.
Yeah.
And she already has an open door to so many feuds because she's already wrestled with Sasha Banks and like you
She's
have
wrestled Mayu or Mina. She's
yeah, you
wrestled.
have
Yeah.
so many built-in feuds already for her where like Mayu just
She's more
exists.
recognized in the US than Mayu. You could matches with Tony Storm, like I'm just like
It's
spitballing.
like this is the problem. You have Mayu right now and you look at it from the outside looking in and she's at every event in a three-way or a four-way or a five-way match or like sorry, five-team match,
Multi-person, yeah.
multi-person match. And how are you a title holder? You never wrestle any singles matches.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't know.
very true.
It's just
Yeah.
I just don't see it. And Azumi is like their big rising star. She's the biggest
Yeah.
probably star in the company right now. And
Yeah, that
your thought process was no.
that the Uzumi match between Monet and was it Uzumi Monet and Hiroko, was it
Oh, it was
Hanako
no, it was Hazuki.
Hazuki, that's it. Yeah, yeah, that was fantastic. But
Yeah. But listen, it's fine, but you got to lose it soon. And I just don't understand the logic of it.
yeah.
This is a girl who's been wrestling since she was 11.
Yep.
She's 22.
Was it her that faced Kenny Omega in that
No, that was Riho.
Riho, that's it. Yeah, yeah.
Which I couldn't believe it because I looked it up Riho and I'm like, how is she only 25 years old or something? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it feels like she's been around forever.
Yeah. Well, anyways.
But Mayu retains, not happy with this decision.
No.
So with that, we are going to
Good match
go.
though.
Yes, it was. It was Iwatani's better, and I think one of Iwatani's better matches.
Yeah, it was Azumi.
Yeah. So with that four-way match for the New Japan World Television title, we have Ren Narita defending against Jeff Cobb, Roihei Oiwa, and our returning boy ELP El Phantasmo.
So I have to make an honest statement
Mhm.
here. We ordered pizza. This match, like we were all distracted. I was playing on my phone for it, and then when the next match comes, I realized I could have just waited one match and I wouldn't have missed a good match. I rewatched this, so I have seen it, but like
Right.
we were like, whatever, we'll do it now. And then when we got to the next match, I was like, we could have waited 12 minutes and we could have skipped this
fantastic.
shit match and we could have watched this
Yeah.
amazing. This match is great.
Yeah, again, two matches on this card that are contenders for multi-person match of the year.
Yeah, this match is very good, and we got the gift of all gifts for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
ELP's back, and he's the champion.
And he's the champ. I love this decision.
Well, I couldn't be more happy. Like you between this and the tag match, if it wasn't if Azumi won, this would have been my best pay-per-view of my life.
Of the year, yeah. Of your life. Wow, okay. But yeah, this was a fantastic match. Again, two contenders now on this card for multi-person match of the year. All competitors in this match were great. Even at the end, even though Phantasmo wins, now you have a feud with Roihei Oiwa.
Yeah. And
even if they bounce the belts back and forth from each other, I'm not upset with that.
And ELP's still out there. He has no faction. He has no allegiance.
Yeah,
like,
he's not because
Giotto,
he's not part. Yeah, with Giotto, but still, because technically he's not part of that fact. Gorillas of Destiny don't exist anymore because Hikuleo's gone.
No, but maybe you. I guess they must still own the rights
to the Gorillas of Destiny. Yeah,
maybe you make it into a faction and you have ELP be the leader. Do something because there's a few. Chaos is basically dead, and I think the nail in the coffin will be the Goto storyline.
Yes. That'll end Chaos. Goto winning the belt at Wrestle Kingdom and Tanahashi having his last match at Wrestle Kingdom next year.
I think you phase them out and you bring a new
Yeah,
like super babyface faction into the company and don't have
yeah,
fucking Yano in it.
yeah. Have Chase Owens come back and
Yeah.
join him.
I don't know. You have I would say you have Ishii in it for
Hmm.
sure. You have
Yeah,
Yoshihashi. You can have Yo and Rocky Romero be in it
yeah.
because you're going like straight baby face, right? But Rocky Romero seems like he might be turning heel. I don't really know
I think
what they're
Rocky's
doing.
turning heel, but you can bring Show back as a babyface and return Yo and Show.
I would love that.
But yeah, good on ELP. Congratulations to our boy, New Japan World Television Champion. So with that, we are going into a lumberjack match: Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Evil. Had Tanahashi lost, he would have retired from in-ring competition then and there. So right away, we knew that was not going to happen,
Uh,
especially not to Evil.
okay, due to talk aside, this
Mhm.
wasn't that bad of a match.
No,
Evil
usually with
really made
Tanahashi,
up for Takahashi.
sorry,
Evil really made up for
for
him.
Tanahashi.
Tanahashi, sorry.
Yeah.
Did I say Takahashi?
Hmm.
Yeah, Evil really made up for him,
Yeah.
which is surprising because we haven't seen good Evil since like last year's G1 tournament, not even the one that just passed.
The one, yeah, 2023
Yeah.
G1. But yeah, Evil pretty much carried this match, and the fact that you had those shenanigans on the outside too kind of helped hide Tanahashi's weaknesses again.
It did, and it's the fairness that
And
both
say
teams
what you
can have
will, don't get
shenanigan.
me wrong, Tanahashi, legend of in-ring, legend in New Japan, probably one of the greatest
Yeah.
New Japan wrestlers of all time. But
He's he's the John Cena
New Japan,
of New Japan, except well, I guess at the time period he was never like there was never like a harbored hate for him where there kind of was with John Cena.
yeah,
But they're both like similar wrestlers. They're fine in the ring. Like they
hmm
have their moments. They could put on a good match when they needed to. But I think when you
the
really look at
crowd is into them.
Tanahashi,
The
yeah,
crowd is completely into them.
they're like a product more than they
Yeah,
are because Tanahashi was
they're a
not the best
brand.
of those three wrestlers. Like
No,
Shibata is way better than Tanahashi. Shibata is still better than Tanahashi
Tanahashi,
ever was.
even after breaking his neck.
Yeah. So I mean, and Nakamura proved that he can still go.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was surprisingly like fine
It,
match.
yeah, it was fine for what
But
it
if I was
was.
gonna eat and miss a match, it should have been
This it
during
should have
this
been
match.
this one, yeah. So with that, Tanahashi does win this match, and due to the help of the aforementioned Katsuyori Shibata. So we are getting on Wrestle Dynasty review tomorrow for that. Shibata versus Tanahashi.
A lot of Shibata.
Yeah, a lot of Shibata. So with that, our only AEW competitor on the show, we have Konosuke Takeshita defending the Never Open Championship, or sorry, the International Championship against Shingo Takagi, who's defending that belt against. So it's a winner take all match.
Match of the night.
Oh, hands down,
Match
hands
of the
down,
night.
hands
Listen,
down.
he's so stupidly good. It's like sometimes I question whether I'm just like some kind of bias because I like Japanese wrestling
Or
or
you know,
I
to quote
watch
a term, we're a
AEW.
mark for him.
Yeah, like I watch AEW week to week. AEW's not my favorite company. It's just I prefer to watch that high caliber of matches over WWE's like
Yeah,
I don't really care what we're putting on Monday night. We'll wait till the pay-per-view style.
yeah,
But it, I always question myself, am I just being
yeah.
biased? And
No,
no,
I'm.
dude, he's so good.
I mean, if Kenny Omega vouches for him,
He's as good now as Pete Kenny Omega. It
yeah.
doesn't matter. Every match he has is a banger, and
Hmm.
it doesn't matter who he faces. And every match doesn't feel Cody Rhodes or like John Moxley
Yeah.
repetitive.
Because there were
It's
some points in
or
this
Orange
match where I
Cassidy,
actually
right?
thought Shingo could have won. Like
Yeah,
it had you believing.
it really told a good storyline, and it shows you like Shingo's like a big dude, like big,
But he's agile.
but like when you watch him next to Takeshita's a monster. Like
Yeah.
absolutely towers over him.
And yeah, like you realize like how small some of the guys in New Japan actually are when you see them against Takeshita.
Yeah, like a big wrestler in New Japan is 6 feet. Takeshita's
Yeah.
solid 6'4", no
Yeah.
questions asked.
I think so. Kenny's on it right or Timmy's on it right now.
Kenny, we got Kenny here today.
Kenny's here today
Kenny
too.
Omega shows up for the pay
Yeah,
per
that's
view.
he is he's 6'2".
Okay, well he feels like a monster.
Yeah, he is 6'2", but I mean, then again, Shingo Takagi is probably like what, 5'8",
I
5'9",
think he's like 5'10".
5'10". Okay, so he's my height. Yeah. Yeah, they'll be like me going up against my Uncle Frank.
Yeah, he's a tall guy.
Yeah.
Robert De Niro looking.
Robert, shout out to my Uncle Frank.
R.I.P. De Niro.
R.I.P. De Niro.
It's full
But
circle.
yes, way to bring it around. Way to bring it back. Um, Bringing it back to Takeshita though. The hands down match of the night. This had everything from like not just I want to say high flying, but like a lot of movement, a lot of speed, a lot of agility. It wasn't so much high flying, but it had the agility. But then it also had the ground wrestling. It had the ground and pound. It had like the heavy hitting. Like those chops were insane. Did you see Shingo's chest afterwards?
He looked like he enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like, I guess they're so physical in Japan that like when you face someone else who really gives it to you, you're like, yeah, that's the one.
But then again,
You know?
you also got to look at it. Excuse me, I'm still not over my pneumonia. It's
Ammonia.
Shingo Takagi is a Dragon Gate guy and Takeshita is a DDT guy. So that's why this match felt so different from anything New Japan would put out. I think, in my opinion.
Yeah,
But in the end, Takeshita does win. He is your double champion. So tomorrow night on Wrestle Dynasty, his match against Ishii will be for both belts.
that is true. It will be.
It will be. So with that, I would say this is my disappointment of the night. El Desperado versus Doki for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship.
I will not judge
And
this.
not exactly. I'm not going to judge it because it started off fantastic and I think they made a last minute decision here because Doki broke his arm.
Yeah, what do you mean you think they made a last minute decision? They
This
did. They
was.
just did it.
Yeah, they just did it.
This is the difference. I don't think anyone in the back made a call here. I think the
No,
referee saw what happened. They
and
made the
called the
call,
match. Yeah.
and because of the rules of New Japan, a
He can
count
win
out.
the,
What I
yeah.
would have done if I was the referee is started a count out and do a full count out so it looks like an actual match rather than you just throwing up an X and ending the
Yeah.
match. Do you know what I mean? Because you could have did
Absolutely.
that. It would have took 20 seconds.
Yeah.
But in fairness,
But then
obviously we're not
again, I don't
upset.
think that's the outcome people would have wanted because I think Doki was supposed to retain in this
Yes,
match.
he definitely was because you could see Desperado was upset that he won. He didn't want
Yeah.
the belt. When they gave him the belt, he's like, I don't. That he off the top of his head, man, he came out there and gave a speech and got
Hmm.
everybody ready to go. Like, good
Yeah.
for him. Like
Yeah.
to turn that accident
Into something positive.
into something positive, especially when you didn't even want the belt.
Hmm.
You could tell Desperado was there to put Doki over. He was
Yeah.
fully ready. Like this is what it's going to be, and he hurt himself too when he
Yeah.
did that jump to the
On
outside.
his rib. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Um.
it's a pretty severe fracture. He's going to be out what, at least 6 months, they're saying.
So I saw it happen right away. And
Yeah.
it
As
took
soon
till
as he
like the
hit that
fourth
guardrail. Yeah.
replay for everyone else to realize what happened. And I was like,
Yeah.
no, look at his arm. You could see it like pop
Just
out of
crack. Yeah.
his like tape. You could see like the
Yeah.
bone like come out of it.
Because he it hit right here on the guardrail and it just kind of, ugh. But still. Accidents happen.
Anyways,
Wrestling,
um,
guys, wrestling, contrary to what you want to think, the action in ring and the injuries are real, people. The
yeah, it's a
storylines may be
the
fabricated, but
it's really happening.
yeah,
The what we got of the match was fine. I won't count this
yeah.
match at
No, this match
all.
won't count, but
Um,
this could have been one of the matches of the night too.
I really like it as like selfishly as a hat tip once again as a little
To
nod
Doki?
to to
El Desperado,
Desperado's career because now he got another win. He's probably one of the greatest.
juniors
Like,
of all time.
so I immediately expect him to be in the plans to put somebody over. I don't think he's
I think the next match he has is Battle in the Valley, which is
yeah,
tonight as of this recording, I
which is
think. Uh,
Ishimori.
Ishimori, which I think they're going to do a switch here.
Yeah, I think so too. Because I think the plan was Doki to beat Desperado and then to face Ishimori here and lose.
Yeah. So, and then have a feud for the year.
Yeah, exactly.
But unfortunately,
Then you have
plans
Doki
change.
win Super. You could have Doki win Super Juniors again, and then win the belt back from Ishimori. That's probably what they
Yeah,
wanted to do, something like that, or have him hold the belt and have Ishimori win the
the
Super
Super Ju-
Juniors and
and
then beat
challenge
Doki.
Doki. Yeah, maybe that's what'll happen, Ishimori, or we have a returning Doki at the Super Juniors and he wins.
Well, I don't know. That could be a while.
Yeah. But or you can, in the meantime, you can always do a feud with Watto. Watto's not
Yeah,
doing
I
much
mean,
right
good.
now.
Maybe you have Watto win the thing.
Finally. But so this match we're not going to count it because of what happened. So with that, Yota Tsuji challenging David Finlay for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. Again,
Uh,
really good match.
yeah, one of the honest to God, one of the better David
Tsuji,
Finlay matches we've seen
yeah,
in a while. Yota Tsuji gives you the same level quality of match all the time.
yeah.
David Finlay has been hit or miss because I feel like his feuds are irrelevant.
I
He
think
keeps
with
getting
Finley,
into
when he
like,
goes up against like someone like another Gaijin wrestler, or if he goes up against someone who's a quote unquote legend, he lets the other guy carry the match. Whereas this one, it seems like they both were working together to carry this
yeah,
match.
it was a really good match.
Yeah.
Yota Tsuji wins, and
Hmm.
I think we were both happy about that.
Yeah. He
But
finally gets his real championship.
this has been like a generally celebratory pay-per-view for me. Like
Yeah.
everything I was like, yes,
Yeah.
they're doing what I want.
Yeah. And like I said, if Doki would have retained and had a fantastic match at Desperado, probably pay-per-view of the year.
Pay-per-view of all time, maybe.
Yeah. Wait till Wrestle Kingdom 20. I think they're going to do something really special next year.
Yeah, Okada's coming back for sure.
Yeah. But Yota Tsuji does win. This I'll talk about it later. But out of the all the new guys in New Japan, I think Tsuji's the one that they're really going to push.
And it's weird because it didn't seem that way.
No,
Yuya was on the fast track before
Yuya
anybody, and
got hurt. Yeah.
then Oiwa came back, and Oiwa was on the fast track. And now I don't know because Fujita's like really high up there in their books. No one
Hmm.
cares about Ren Narita anymore.
No.
So that's a weird one for me. Because they still and no one gives a shit about Shota either. And this is a weird thing. They talk
Yeah,
about it
they were.
on
We'll talk about it in that match, but they booed the hell out of Shota.
they in the next pay-per-view on Dynasty, they specifically reference the fact that Yoda,
Hmm.
Ren Narita, and Shota are the three pillars still. They have a name for them now, the three musketeers of
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
have an actual name. But it's like, then what about Yuya, Fujita, and Oiwa? Now we're just not counting them as the top
Yeah.
guys in the company anymore because if it's me, Ren Narita's now no longer in that category at all,
No,
and
I
Shota is
would still I
questionable.
would still put Oiwa in that category because Oiwa's going to have either a really fantastic he's going to have a fantastic feud with
I
Eldest
think
or
Yuya should be there.
yeah, but I think he's going to be have a great feud with ELP,
Yeah,
not succeed against ELP, and then I think they're going to move him into a feud with Suji. Give Suji a good run with this belt, and then have Oiwa beat him because the way Zach talked at the end of the pay-per-view, it really looks like they're really going to push hard TMDK this year.
yeah, 1,000%. That's the count. That's the faction.
Yeah. But congratulations to Yota Tsuji, new champ. So we're going to go into a special singles
Oh,
match.
by the way, he came out dressed as the logo for LIJ,
Yes, he did. Yes,
Carmen
with the hat and the
Sandiego.
coat. Yes. Um, so next,
Can you
special
can you can
singles.
you can you find
All
a
right.
picture of Yota Tsuji and
And
Carmen
Carmen
Sandiego?
Sandiego. Yes.
Okay,
They'll, if I find it, they'll be side by side right
okay,
here.
thanks.
Um, so with that, special singles match, Master versus Student, Tetsuya Naito against Hiromu Takahashi.
The best sequence of from not in a
Chain
row,
wrestling.
but the best sequence of start to finish, not only
So
just chain wrestling, which you that's perfectly what I was gonna say, but
yeah.
every single Destino in this match was perfect.
Yes, he really went all out for this match.
There was not one even
Botch.
slight Destino botch.
No.
When to Takahashi
Takahashi.
drops the Destino on Naito, it is
Yes.
perfect. Like
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
hit him with the
Absolutely.
Destino and then a time bomb and didn't win.
And didn't win. Yeah. Um, do you know what was Takahashi's entrance costume?
No, just a random. She should have came out dressed as Daryl
Yes, that would have been great.
or Daryl's son.
Son of Daryl, the buff Daryl.
Son of Daryl, yeah.
But like you said, after three Destinos, Tetsuya Naito does beat Hiromu Takahashi in a fantastic match. And like the way Takahashi was selling it at the end, that he couldn't get up, that he had like almost like as if he didn't want to shake Naito's hand, but in the end they do the way he does and he's waiting for him, and he's
Yeah,
just waiting and waiting. Just get up, you got to do this, right?
I liked it.
Yeah,
This was a good match. Best Naito match in a while.
yeah.
Takahashi's always good. Can't complain.
And the thing is, this is how you do a filler match between two title matches.
Yeah, and there's this match had a reasoning behind it, even if there's not really a story behind it.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely, it does. Um, so Naito does win. Main event of the night: Zack Sabre Jr. defending the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship against Shota Umino.
Want me to tell you something? You're not gonna like this. This was the
Mm,
worst match of the night.
it was. I'm not
It was
gonna, and I'm not.
way too long.
Yes, it was
Way too
45
long.
minutes.
It
You can
felt like an
see.
eternity.
So Zack can go 45 minutes, but you could see that Umino was gassed by about the 30-minute mark.
It's not even that. It's that Zack Sabre Jr.'s style of wrestling doesn't lend itself to a 45-minute match. I don't want to watch someone rolling around on the ground, putting someone in leg locks for
Yeah,
45 minutes. I'll watch UFC if that's what I'm if that's the
yeah.
case. Like it wasn't bad. I'm not saying this was a bad
No,
match, but
it
like
was
in terms
just
this is
as your
better than
main event.
Tanahashi, but it
Yes.
was just so disappointing to get to this main event and it was like a thing we wanted and then there was no additional storytelling. We were expecting like some WWE shit where like John
Yeah.
Moxley and all of them were going to come on and that's not what happened.
No. It's a straight up 45-minute mat match, basically.
I think you had a good opportunity here to tell a story where you had Death Riders come out, beat up Zack Sabre Jr.,
Because they
Shota
were in
get
Japan. They were
yeah.
there.
So I mean, have Shota get mad that he doesn't. I don't need your help. I don't like what you're doing. I don't need you to come here and beat
Yeah.
people up like this for no reason. And then you also get a built-in feud now for going forward between the
Yeah.
Death Riders and TMDK.
Yeah. Storytelling, guys. Storytelling. But you're right. This was like after the high of such a great pay-per-view, this main event was kind of a letdown.
Yeah, big time. And it wasn't even bad. It's just like
No,
you've peaked and then you're like, oh,
I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
you expected the last match to be the down match. Like this is
Yeah.
the bathroom match.
Yeah.
I know they're still both like legendary wrestlers, but you're like, this is when I'm gonna go to the bathroom. But no,
Yeah.
like I'm going home early.
Yeah.
I'm leaving early to beat the crowd on
Yeah.
this one.
On this one. And it seemed like it too. Because like when he came out, he went around on like when Umino came out, he was riding the motorcycle around and you could see like they're very polite, the Japanese fans, but as he's driving, they're going like this, like shaking their heads like, no, we don't accept you. He's
And it's
become
weird because he was so popular.
he's still popular with the kids. They're giving him those toy belts.
They're John Moxley. I mean, they're John Cena-ing
Cena and
him.
him. Yeah.
He's the new Tanahashi, 1,000%. They're shoving him down people's throats
And
and
but the
telling
thing
this
is the
storyline where he
crowd is
can't
so
win.
much
He has to overcome it. Naito's
but
was
the
better.
crowd is so much smarter than that now than they were 20 years ago that they're not going to take that type of
Yeah.
storytelling.
And they just watched that story with Naito for the
Hmm.
last 10 years.
Yeah.
You can't just come in here, tell the same story. You can't. Okay. For the last 20 plus years,
Hmm.
we've had Tanahashi exists.
Right.
And for the last 10 years, the Naito story exists. So you're taking something that has existed for that long and merging it together and just trying to repackage it for us. I don't accept.
And on top of that, throw in the Okada and Kenny feud
Yeah,
because
exactly. And then also add in the fact that Red Shoes is his dad, and there's
yeah,
Nepo shit happening there.
yeah. And like I said, let's not
Not
take away from
bad.
the actual match itself. The
I like
like
Shooter.
yeah,
It just I don't.
good old beans. But he does lose this match. So I think this is going to tell the story of how I'm going to get my confidence back. He's going to
It
go
is, but we had that with Naito.
yes. So he's going to face Castagnoli at Wrestle Dynasty review tomorrow for that.
We had that with Sonata. They just told that story with
Yes.
Sonata. How am I going to get my confidence back? I'm sorry, I
Yeah,
keep cutting you off.
I know, I know. And he's going to go through all the Death Riders. He's going to go through Castagnoli. He's going to go through what's his name there? Pac. He's going to go through
I mean, him
Wheeler.
versus Pac will be a sexy. Him versus Yuta is going to be the best match, I think.
Yeah. And then I feel that's going to culminate at Forbidden Door with Shooter versus Mox.
And
Mox will
Mox is
lose.
going to stomp the shit out of him.
Yeah.
I think that's the storyline because you can't let Shooter win the belt. So it's going to be
No.
literally an
Do you think
absolute.
Mox will still have the belt by then?
By summertime, yes.
I think they might push it to now he's Cope. He's not Adam Copeland anymore.
No, because I genuinely think the storyline here is good. They're going to win the trios belts off them.
Oh, off of just to pad FTR's resume a little bit.
And this way it furthers this storyline without having to have Edge be the world champion because Edge should not be the world champion.
No, I think Christian
Edge
should be.
peak Edge should not be the world champion. If
Yeah.
anything, you let Christian win by Guy using his
Hmm.
thing, and then have him versus Edge if you want to tell that storyline.
Yeah. But yeah, because the Death Riders are trios champ, right?
Yeah, that's what
Yuta,
I'm saying.
Pac,
So
and
you can
Castagnoli.
still tell this storyline by having them win the trios belts, and it pads
Yeah.
their careers, right?
Yeah.
Because FTR never won the trios belt.
And you're gonna have Christian. Let's say Christian interferes, so this way Mox can't get involved.
Yeah, and Christian, guess what? Also has a trio.
Yeah.
Now you're telling that storyline too.
Yeah. So
Kenny is gonna win. Kenny or Hangman is gonna win the belt, and
off of Mox.
it's going to lead to a Kenny or Hangman storyline.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, absolutely. That'll
one of
be
them's gonna win, and it's gonna
so
be
which one
Kenny
is
versus
one of those
Hangman.
big shows this year that they're gonna be doing
It probably
AEW?
goes all the way to All In. Forbidden Door is before All In, I think.
Yeah. Forbidden
So
Door
you,
is yeah. Where
so
is
you
it?
do the Shota thing at
Timmy's
Forbidden
on it.
Door.
Yeah. Yeah. So All In is actually before Forbidden Door. So All In is in July and Forbidden Door is in August.
Then I don't know how you tell that
So
storyline.
it's probably going to be in All Out.
All Out is right after All In.
No, All Out is in September. They swapped the months this time.
Oh yeah, you're right because it was in August before
Yeah.
All In.
All In used to be in August and
Yeah.
Forbidden Door was
Okay.
in
Okay.
June.
Okay.
So they
So
swapped
yeah.
it.
So
Yeah.
maybe you do that, and then at All Out you have like Kenny or Hangman win, and
Hmm.
then you go into a story where Kenny versus Hangman. I think
Yeah.
that's what you should do.
And that storyline can finally get resolved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. All in all, Zack Sabre Jr. does retain. Great speech at the end. So now with Zack retaining, his match against Ricochet at Wrestle Dynasty is going to be for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. So, all in all, great Wrestle Kingdom. And again, fantastic way to start the year. What would you give this show?
Okay. Let's do this.
Okay.
Let's together at the same time, not saying the points, just the first number. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Eight.
8. Okay, so we're already in the eights. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Ready? What's the second number? 1, 2, 3, 5.
1.
Okay. I think this
Actually,
is the
no.
best pay-per-view of
You
the
know
year.
what? No. You're right. I'm gonna give it an 8-3. I'm gonna take the only reason why I won't give it an 8-5 is to take away a couple points for the disappointment of the final match.
Yeah, I mean, it disappointment aside though, it was still not a bad match.
No,
So
it was a
really...
fantastic show. This already surpasses Noah. As good as Noah was, the
Oh,
bar now New Japan
this was
just
so tight from start to finish. There was no wasted time.
yeah. Just the fact that Naito, like you said, no botches.
Yeah, a no botch Naito.
Yeah.
That's a first.
So
That's my guy. Best
yes, it
wrestler in
is.
the world.
Okay. So, guys, with that out of the way, thanks again for joining us. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow we have our Wrestle Dynasty review, and we also have New Year's Evil for you this week. So that'll be on Wednesday. So make sure you tune in for that. Campo and I were discussing this earlier in the week. So with all the reviews that need to be done, and the fact that was it Marigold wanted to charge $32 for their pay-per-view when all the other pay-per-views have been free on Wrestle Universe.
Especially since the cost of like a New Japan pay-per-view is $32. Why would I pay for Marigold?
Yeah. So Marigold will not be reviewed. New Year's Dream will not be reviewed because there were no title matches, no title changes, or anything on this show. Nothing of consequence happened at New Year's Dream. And the same thing with New Year's Dash. It was just a bunch of random matches put together like it is every year. No title matches.
But it didn't even further any storylines. I don't know
No,
if you
usually
watched
that's what
it.
yeah. I watched part of it. It wasn't so we decided those three pay-per-views will not be reviewed this year. If we do watch it, we'll give it a score. That's fine. We'll let you know. But I feel those three shows are inconsequential as to what happened at New Year's Evil on with that review coming Wednesday. So make sure you find out what happens on Wednesday. So next week we'll have our Battle in the Valley review, which airs as of this recording right now. And we're also going to do our awards show next week. So tune in next week for that. A few surprises along the way. So with that out of the way, thanks again for joining us. And in the words of Kenny Omega, goodbye and good night. R.I.P. De Niro.